Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing the Mafia Trilogy for the PS4. The Mafia Trilogy is a series of crime adventures set over several decades. The games were developed by Hangar 13. These definitive editions feature all the additional DLC content in the bundle. I've done individual reviews for each of these games, links will be in the description if you'd like to watch them. Okay, so what are the games like to play? Well, the Mafia games are for the most part focused around narrative chapters that unravel the protagonist's story. They start with basic tutorials showing you how combat, stealth or driving works. As you progress, the missions become more involved and action-packed with quality cover-based shootouts mixed in with some really good driving action. For me, the best part of Mafia are the stories and characters. This is where Mafia 1 truly shines, with a great protagonist, believable characters and a well-paced story.
Well, I had my money on the other guys, so drinks are on you.
Oh.
Maybe there's a lot of guys named Sam.
You know him. Works for Don Cilieri. Maybe you got him talking about our business from time to time, and maybe Don Morello offered you some money to spill what you heard.
Mafia 2, on the other hand, has a lead character that doesn't have the same amount of charm or likability, and despite the action being pretty satisfying, I never found it to be a compelling narrative. Mafia 3 is somewhere in the middle, with a great main protagonist returning from the Vietnam War to a country rife with racism and organised crime gangs vying for control of his home city.
But nothing you do will bring any of them back.
This isn't about bringing them back, or even exacting some street justice. It's about making that bastard feel what it's like to lose everything. Watch as I take it all away from him.
Obviously, it's hard to sum up 3 games in one, but if I had to, I'd say they're all well-written stories with lots of missions to complete, but perhaps lack the variety of uniqueness, to make the missions classic or to make the games all-time classics. I enjoyed them to varying degrees, but none of them are actually perfect. They do suffer from some technical problems and some issues with pacing. In terms of graphics, the series is a bit of a mixed bag. The first game is gorgeous, with a beautiful world to explore, fantastic character models, great clothing, great vehicles, a stunning city. Mafia 2, however, really dropped the ball. The characters look terrible in comparison, and this game just had so many visual glitches, it was unreal. And then Mafia 3 is probably the best of the bunch in terms of the visuals, I would say, overall. In terms of sound, the series does one thing brilliantly, the music. Whether it be the vintage feel of Mafia 1 and 2 or the all-time classic late 60s soundtrack of Mafia 3, the musical choices are just sublime. Voice acting wise, Mafia 1 and 3 do a really good job, with Mafia 2 again just letting the side down a bit, with its sort of uninspired characters, drab writing and just performances and, characters who just lack a sense of depth. They don't really draw you in to care about them. They're like cartoon characters, like for kids or something. Okay, good and bad points. The good points, excellent stories, fun combat, great driving and some fantastic music. Bad points, not all the games in the trilogy hit the right tone. Some of the characters are quite wooden and the mission variety does get repetitive and it does affect negatively on the overall experience. So, what's the verdict? The Mafia Trilogy Definitive Edition is a great value package featuring 3 games of varying quality. For me, Mafia 1 was the peak of the series with an amazing story, beautifully paced progression and a protagonist that I genuinely cared about. Mafia 2, although fun, felt a bit bland in comparison and a box-ticking exercise at times, but it still has its own charm. Mafia 3 was the surprise of the trilogy as it got bad reviews upon its release, and yes, it's got a few repetitive issues. But on the whole, I did really enjoy it, and for me it has the smoothest driving, the smoothest combat, and possibly one of the best characters in Lincoln Clay.
Welcome home, son. How are you?
I'll be better once I get some of that shine in me.
I always did love corn whiskey.
So yeah, a good series, well worth a punt, give it a go, as I would definitely recommend it. So scoring wise, I would give the Mafia Trilogy an 8 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.